Stay hydrated. Wait a sec, is that my people tuning in to another video, man? What's up with y'all? My name is Brock. Man, if you're ready to watch this video, hit that like and let's Brock and roll. No, I'm just
Okay.
yeah, I'm never gonna use that again. What's up, guys, man? Hope y'all are having a blessed morning, blessed evening, blessed afternoon, whenever y'all are watching this. I'm super excited to talk about this today, or should I say tonight. I filmed this video at nighttime on purpose because it's about lust, and normally that's when lustful activities tend to occur. Definitely don't fight lust. It's crazy, and if you look all over scripture, lust is the one sin that we are called to flee from because we're always going to be overcome and lose that battle, which is why we're called to flee from it. Now, I'm gonna be straight up. Sex is not a bad thing. If you have those sexual desires, that's a good thing. If you're a dude, that means you got a good amount, a healthy amount of testosterone, which is what you need. As a female, that means, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna. It's also not a bad thing to have sex, but hear me out. Sex is designed man and woman, husband and wife. It's a covenant. You read out of Genesis 2, 2 verse 24, which says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh." One man, one woman, one husband, one wife, boom, procreate, family. So it's not a bad thing if you have those desires. But it matters what you do with those desires. That is one thing, right? Where are you putting your energy? That's energy that you have, right? As a man, it's very important to keep your seed, right? You don't want to just be, you know what I mean, giving out your seed to other people or to a phone screen, just because you feel a type of way. Self-control is the last fruit of the spirit. Bear self-control, right? Bear that fruit. And I know the main question is like, all right, well, so how do I not fulfill those lustful desires? How do I, get enough self-control to where I don't got to carry out what my flesh is feeling? And set boundaries. That's very important. You need to set boundaries for yourself. Your eye is very important. Your eye, what you're intaking, what you're seeing, what you're listening to is extremely important. That's gonna catch up to you later. Right now, we don't be thinking like that, but maybe when we go to the gym or during the day, if you're just scrolling on Instagram and you see these girls on your Instagram and you're looking lustfully, you're not really thinking of it then because you're not finna get down right then and there. But guess what? Late at night, when you're home alone, in the bed alone, what you looked at earlier, what you were intaking with your eyes earlier is gonna come back. That's gonna catch up to you. Trust me, I've been there plenty of times. I'm sure we've all been there plenty of times. And just remember that the word of God tells us that the eye is the lamp of the body. It's very important. And Jesus was talking about it. Luke 11:24, it says, "The lamp of the body is the eye. Therefore, when your eye is good, your whole body also will be full of light. But when your eye is bad, your body also is full of darkness." And it's very important what you're consuming. Your flesh and spirit are always going to be fed. You just gotta be focusing on what you're feeding more. So yeah, just set those boundaries and really take a step back and kind of see from a spiritual point of view of what you're really intaking. And it's very important, not just to flee from, if you're in a situation where you're a man and, you're with a woman, or if you're a woman and you're with a man, that's not the only situation, when it comes to lust that we're called to flee from. And I'll be honest about something that I had to flee from, a situation that I was in. About a few weeks ago, I was watching a movie just by myself. It's not like I was with anyone. I didn't have to flee in that way. But I was by myself, and I was watching a movie that, it's an older movie, but I've always wanted to watch. And for some reason, just never got around to watch it. And I saw it finally came out on Netflix. And I'm not gonna say the movie just because I don't want anyone to go and watch that and then, see the stuff that I saw, or got a glimpse of. But I did not know that certain parts were in that movie, and I was like halfway through the movie. It was like, all right, like honestly, it wasn't as talked about, regardless. But then all of a sudden it got to some scenes where, it was revealing girls in a way. And I could, this is like the cool part is I felt like disgusted to see that, which like I was like happy about, because that's like, you got to understand that that's nothing from me. In the past, that is not me. Like that's not never been the person I am. Like that's God. Like that, it was amazing how that happened, but that was God. That was him doing that work in me. That disgust I felt, that like, oh, like what is that? Like what is the point in watching that? Or what is the point in even putting that in a movie? That's all from God. From that situation, I had to flee. I had to turn off the movie. I knew that was going to be a gateway, right? It just starts with looking at a bikini pic on Instagram. But yeah, it's something I've always really wanted to share, this journey that I've been on, that I think you guys should absolutely keep track of, because it's a total accomplishment. but there's also so many benefits you see from it. Well, obviously, it's overall for men and women, it's overall celibacy, being celibate. The more like scientific term, or I don't even know, but just something I've learned, it's called semen retention as a dude. Not releasing, period. I don't even mean, just with a girl. Like, I mean by yourself. Like, it's very important. That's something that you should absolutely keep track of, like days-wise, because that's a huge accomplishment. I don't think you understand, like, nobody does that. Like, nobody does that. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing to keep track of, or like how important that was, keeping your seed, until, I started watching this dude. His Instagram name's Rashad. I don't know the specific day, I'll edit it in. I'm on like day 120 something. I don't know, of like just like anything, like any type of releasing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be very vocal about my past, I used to struggle with lust heavy, whether that's by myself, watching the phone screen, or whether that's doing it with somebody else. And that's the thing, is just because you go so long without releasing, whether that's with somebody, by yourself, to a phone screen, to your imagination, whatever that might be, you tend to look at people differently, especially women, or the other gender. You don't just look at them like an object, you don't just look at them like that would be someone I could really carry out this desire with, or oh, that's gonna be someone I could picture, or stare up at the phone screen later when I'm yada yada yada. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't even have that mindset, because you're keeping everything in for so long that you no longer have like that tug to like, oh, like I need to release. Because that's the thing, is when you do the deed by yourself or with somebody else every 2 days, 3 days, that's what your body is going to be used to. So then all of a sudden you're going to try to go without it, and then on that 3rd day, on that 4th day, your body's like, all right, like it's time to release. Like, this is the normal time frame for when we normally do it. That's like what your flesh is telling you, and then you listen to it and you're like, yeah, like, like I can't beat this. I can't, I have to. But that's the thing, is all of a sudden, and I kid you not, give it 20 days. I'm so for real. Give it 20 days. Give it 20 strong days. Go on full lockdown if you have to. Get all social media. Just take a break. Take a break. 20 days off of that, even if you gotta, go to the gym at a time where there's like nobody. And so, yeah, I encourage you to start keeping track. That's a very important journey. That's a journey to be proud of, because nobody does that. The world doesn't talk anything about that. The world says, oh, you like her? Go get her. Go do something with her. And honestly, I myself am gonna start being pretty vocal about it. The benefits that I'm seeing, just so I can be vocal about my struggles, just because it's not the easiest thing. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like, oh, I don't have any desires whatsoever. It's crazy, because like sometimes I don't. And like I said, I always preach about, I want to be very vulnerable and upfront with you guys and truthful, just because I want to let you guys know I'm not Superman, I'm not perfect, I mess up just as much as you, if not more than you. Now, with that being said, like a week or so ago, or no, honestly, it was very recent. It was like a week ago, I'm not gonna lie, I was having like bad struggles. That's the thing, right, is God knows it's not an easy thing to do. So I was praying to him and I was like, Lord, like, if I'm waiting till marriage, which shout out my wife, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it solid till then. But if I'm gonna wait till marriage, Lord, you gotta meet me halfway. You gotta help me a type. And I kid you not, he took all those desires away from me, and it's crazy, but that's what God, see, that's the thing, is you're not alone on this journey. You not only have other men around you who are going through the same thing, or women around you going through the same thing, but you have God who knows, it's not easy, not at all. So just keep him involved. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna start being pretty vocal about, my semen retention journey, how many days I'm on. The real reason is because, honestly, to not only let you guys know like the benefits and, about it, the struggles that I have, so you guys can relate to me, but also for the accountability. Because then all of a sudden, if, a week from now, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm at a day 130 something, but then all of a sudden the week after that, I'm like, so I'm on day 5. Well, that's gonna kind of suck, but that's also gonna help me be like, nah, like I'm responsible for so many people right now, or so many people are looking at this journey, like I need to lock in. So yeah, don't rely on your own strength, rely on God, rely on his grace, keep getting closer to him, allow him to be with you on this journey, keep him involved. You got this, trust me, it's hard, it's not easy, especially as a young man. You're full of testosterone, you're ready to go. We're literally made to procreate, but save that for your wife. Save your seed, it's very important. But man, I hope you guys were able to take something from this. You guys have a blessed one, and I'll catch you on the flip side.